Some of history's greatest treasures were buried by the ancient Bactrians in what is now Afghanistan. This is the story of one of those treasures, as tragic as it is true. Let's say you have 628 silver coins and no bank vault to keep them safe. What do you do? In the ancient world, wealth like that imposed upon people a nearly universal imperative. If you had it, you hid it. Someone did just that many centuries ago, but with a tragic twist. They never came back to retrieve their treasure. That's why all those silver coins were still there in 1946, when a group of Afghan soldiers accidentally dug them up. Let me show you where. The ancient kingdom of Bactria looked upon mountains so tall that locals described them as Bamidunya, the roof of the world. Dripping from the eaves of those rocky heights were icy waters cascading down through rocks and gorges until rivulets and rivers raced one by one into the mighty Oxus, now known as the Amu Darya. Born among the glaciers and ice caves of Central Asia, the Amu River drains some of the highest and most historic solitudes on Earth. Along its path, ancient people built farms, towns, trading posts, and even cities such as Ai Khanum, the focus of another video on this channel. But we are going farther downstream to a place called Kisht Tepe. It happened on August the 23rd, 1946. A group of Afghan border guards were digging the foundation for a stable near their barracks, shown here in an old photograph taken that very day. Suddenly a shovel hit an old pot buried in the ground. It was filled with ancient Greek coins. Soon there were 3 pots aligned neatly in a row, lying there undisturbed for more than 2,000 years. The commander halted further work and summoned archaeologists to investigate the find. When they arrived, the experts were astounded at what they saw. Hundreds of rare coins, including the largest silver denomination ever minted in the ancient world. This sensational discovery is generally known today as the Kunduz hoard, named for the large city of Kunduz in northern Afghanistan. But that's not where it was actually found. The hoard was hidden along the banks of the Amu Darya River, here, far away on the border between modern Afghanistan and Tajikistan. The spot is wedged between the river on the north and a desert to the south. There's not much there except sand, thorn bushes, and heaps of old rubble. That's why the modern name of the place is Kisht Tepe, meaning Rubble Hill, because of all the pieces of ancient bricks scattered around the site. A sure sign that a settlement once existed there, probably with a military garrison to guard the nearby river crossing in early times. After all, that's the same reason why the Afghan soldiers were stationed there in 1946, building a stable for their horses. That's the find spot, circled in red beside the barracks. The Amu River is on the right. Thorn bushes and sand dunes stretch from the left. Fortunately unearthed by disciplined soldiers, this treasure from Rubble Hill did not suffer the immediate fate of most such finds. The coins were not smuggled away to the international antiquities market to be forever dispersed among buyers around the world, at least not until much later. No, the border guards sent their discovery here to the Afghan National Museum in Kabul, making this the first major hoard found in that country to survive its discovery intact. Accessioned here, the coins could be properly curated, studied, and even published. This fantastic find rewrote the history of ancient Bactria, a powerful kingdom ruled by Greek settlers after the conquests of Alexander the Great. The hoard contained 628 beautiful silver coins, including these examples. The most incredible of the coins were these 5 gigantic examples of a silver denomination heretofore unknown, indeed unimaginable for any ancient economy. They are double decadrams. Greek decadrams are exceptionally large coins, and these are twice that size. No one knows why anyone would mint a coin so large. Just one of them would cover all the living expenses of a contemporary Greek for 60 days. These 5 specimens would therefore cover 10 months of food, lodging, transportation, entertainment, and so on. Do these coins mean that the king who issued them, a monarch named Amyntas, dressed here in a fancy uniform and plumed cavalry helmet, was especially wealthy and powerful? Who was he paying or paying off with this huge denomination? The other side of these coins show us his name and titles. He's King Amyntas the Conqueror. The designs illustrate 2 Greek deities seated on their ornate thrones, a goddess holding a cornucopia, and a god, probably Zeus, holding a scepter, palm, and a small figure of Athena. This king is known to us only from these coins. So, left buried and never reclaimed at Rubble Hill was a treasure whose total value would have kept a contemporary Greek comfortable for 21 years. No one knows who buried it or why. Hoards nearly always keep the secrets of those who hide them. Some scholars have speculated that a wealthy merchant concealed his savings at Rubble Hill because invaders were approaching from the other side of the river and he was unable to flee south across the desert with so large a load, so he had to leave it behind. Others imagine the hoarder to have been a soldier in charge of a garrison payroll, a man similar to the border guards who eventually found the hoard. Perhaps the post was overrun and the money remained buried. All we can say is that some grave circumstance befell the hoarder who never came back for his coins. Our story has yet another unhappy ending. In the 1990s, rival Afghan factions fought for control of Kabul, and the National Museum there was caught in the crossfire. Rockets rained into the building and obliterated many priceless artifacts, despite the valiant efforts of the Afghan curators to save all they could. What remained of the antiquities was looted by various warlords and sold on the international market. Even the museum's records were deliberately torched so that the stolen artifacts could not be traced. Except for a few coins, the fantastic find from Rubble Hill was gone. The looters, however, had made one mistake: this book, with its photographs of the hoard. So when the stolen coins from Rubble Hill began to appear on the international market, including online auctions, it was possible to identify each one using these pages. With this evidence, beginning in May 2000, I notified a number of buyers and sellers that they were dealing in looted antiquities. Some were sympathetic, most were not interested. Many dealers and collectors only wanted their numismatic prizes, and they resented being told the facts about them. So I went further and notified the United Nations and other enforcement agencies. But sadly, most of the coins are still missing. Fortunately, the double decadrams of King Amyntas the Conqueror are among the specimens now safe in Kabul, at least for now. I'm Dr. Frank L. Holt. If you want to hear more stories like this one, why not subscribe to this channel? The button is right there in the lower right-hand corner. And if you want to learn more about Rubble Hill, check out these books. I'll see you next time.